Alright guys, so there's 2 more days into climb battle is over, and the problem is I have not cranked up to top 100 yet. So I'm low-key a little bit stressing out because when I'm taking a look at like the individual scoring, for example, I mean there are obviously some cheaters going on, but dude, by the time we get to like the last day, man, I feel like I'm gonna be like 120 or something like that. So I'm low-key stressing out. I'm trying to get into the top 100 because my biggest goal for the climb battle is obviously get into like the top 100 to get the special looking plaque for the title. It looks amazing, right? You got Banshee in the back. If we take a look at 101 to 300, you have this. So that is kind of like my only goal as far as like climb battle, just trying to get the special looking title. That's kind of it. So let's kind of go over what we know so far about the climb battle for this month around. Banshee is actually a pretty annoying unit to take a look at, just because of the fact that Banshee actually applies damage reduction somewhere around like the last 30 seconds. So you will notice that your units aren't really doing a lot of damage. So the best thing I would say is to dash out as many damage as possible within the first 30 seconds, and you best hope that whatever comes around within that next 30 seconds is enough to carry you. But what I do want to show you guys initially is how much we can do with this few units in a team. I think like the main core for this specific fight is we have to use Xeon. Banshee's probably one you may or may not have to use depending on what kind of boss you guys are looking at, because I kind of have a feeling that the more damage stacking you have, meaning if you are able to buff your overall team a lot, like damage buffing, you can kind of mitigate the damage reduction from the enemy Banshee Norn. So I feel like if you do have these two max out, like Banshee and you max out, you're getting up to a 26% to green mobile suit type. I think that's would be good, up to 26% on both of them. That should be enough. But if you want to be a little bit more aggressive, you can probably toss in RX as well. So granted, if you have this unit max out transcendent skill wise, you are getting up to what, 33%, because in terms of T5 you're getting like an extra 11%. So I mean, if you do want to go that aggressive route, that's what I'll probably do. But I mean, so far nothing has been working out. The best I can get is like a 13k, and that is kind of it. So that's why I do want to show you guys like, all right, what we're working with, and potentially within this video I hope we can crack into the top 100. So this is what we're looking at. So my Banshee is only at P0. I didn't bother going for any additional dupes, just because I feel like this unit is gonna get faced up fairly fast, so I didn't really bother with anything. Unit enhancement wise, I went for the following: just some extra evasion and some attacks. Main weapon, third weapon, pretty much all getting a respectively 21, 21, and then 31. I actually should have gave additional a little bit more. But at this point in time, I am actually broke, so I just can't, let's say, upgrade anymore. But yeah, I definitely should pump a little bit more on this one. I probably would, I don't know, depending on the resources. But in terms of Xeon, we have the following: just gonna be the damage modules. Enhancement wise, we have the following: 41 in attack, so that should be good. 21, 31 splits, and yeah, we got that right there. And new Gundam, we have 51, 51, 51, or 50 and 31 right there. Pretty much 140 attacks because we were getting accuracy, so it was not something that I really need. And in terms of building up the EX skill gauge, we are getting up to 50% for the first 60 seconds. So I felt that we don't need that, so I'm like, sure. In terms of Phoenix, no unit enhancement or whatever, just bare basic. So let's see what we can actually do with just 4 units. Alright, so let's do this, and we can go like that. Gonna do it at 1 time speed. So you guys can see Banshee should be able to evade a lot of this hit, so building up the EX skill gauge already. So damage already is kind of looking good. So alright, we just have roughly about 10 seconds before the enemy Banshee is gonna start ramping up those damage reduction. And so far, I'm not really liking the damage from Banshee. I feel like we can actually do a little bit more if need be, but okay, damage reduction for an enemy just apply on us. So you guys can see we were doing pretty good before the first 30 seconds, or yeah, but now we are slowly just doing less and less. Kind of unfortunate. At this point, we should still be able to build up decent amount of damage, I would say, right? If we can break 10k, that's pretty good. After that, it's just more figuring out what we should add to the team to make things a little bit better. But okay, there you guys go. 10k with only 4 units. So now we need to go back to the drawing board to see which other 2 unit actually works well with this setup. Okay, so back into my box. There aren't really a lot of options to use because raid units are kind of off limits besides Banshee, because the enemy does like to target any of the other raid units. So if I were to add in multiple raid unit like the Purple Sazabi, or if I were to add in Kasachi for the extra damage increase there, there are going to be a good chance where the enemy Banshee would target these 2 instead, and in that result, our Banshee not doing as much damage because it's not getting the evasion, it's not stacking up the damage, so it's actually not that great. So our next best option is actually using kind of like generic unit. Like, I guess our best bet, the Sasabi over here could be a good option. Like the green unicorn perfectibility could be a decent option as well. Or even things like the RX. RX probably could buff us just a smidge more. And even if we were talking about the EXQ gauge right there, we're not getting any initially recharged anyways. So this is not the best unit to use, alright? But anyways, I think it would be good to just try it out to see would RX actually work. So for pilot wise, we are going to be using this Banaja Lynx because we can get the benefit of the green engineering. So as far as RX, we shouldn't be too shabby as far as the damage portion wise. It should be able to hold up just nicely in a way. As far as the modules, I guess I can go with this one instead, or I don't know, because building up an EXQ gauge would be a little bit tough anyways. So even if we were to use this one where it stacks, I mean, it probably won't be like the best option, but we can definitely make it work, I guess. So custom level 12, definitely not the best. Custom 14 would have been the most optimal situation for this unit, but we just gotta do what we gotta do. Alright, we can have it like this, it should be fine. And I guess we will just put our attention onto Banshee as well. Hopefully, whoops, not evading. Okay, barely did any damage right there. That's kind of unfortunate. Alright, it's not too bad damage wise starting off. Alright, so RX would be popping EXQ anytime soon. Right around there. So we literally have 7 seconds to do something. Literally. And I say this one didn't really go as hot just because I feel like the first few seconds into the match, Banshee just got cut. It literally got hit, so we just weren't doing any damage on the offensive end. So that's kind of the problem, I feel like. So right now, we are breaking 10k. So whatever remaining 7 seconds we can do, like, can we even do like another 500? Possibly? No, we were a little bit shy. So yeah, adding RX probably did not satisfy the damage requirement, even though we are getting some extra damage buffing, but yeah, it just wasn't contributing a lot. Very unfortunate. And dude, let's take a look at this. What happened to Xeon? What is my man doing? Let's take a look. Alright, so we pretty much down all the Razzle, so that's good, right? But what happened right here? The 10-second mark. What happened? 25 seconds, nothing. We didn't do anything. 35 seconds, got nothing going on. And right here again, dude, what happened with this unit? Kinda kind of wrecked my guy. Like, dude, you had everything in your power to do something good for us, but no, you decided not to do any damage. Very nice. Very nice, Leon. Very nice units. Alright, for our 5th and 6th slot, let's actually try Perfectibility and then Sasabi again. I mean, I did try them initially as well, but I don't know. There are a lot of factors when adding in more units. Like sometimes Banshee outright just don't really dodge a lot, and a lot of these unit that stacks, a lot of these range sense or whatever, like some of these don't do anything. Like a lot of them do. A lot of these stacks, pile wise, they got a stack to do damage wise, but yeah, sometimes things do turn south, and you know they're just not literally they're not performing what they're supposed to do. Like, don't even know why. I mean, this team itself looks pretty good on paper, but when we are actually hopping in to do some business, well, things always be like, well, okay, I'm failing y'all. Just can't do it. That's what literally every one of these units does. I mean, the formation wise can't really get any better than that. I mean, like, I'm not gonna put it all the way on the right hand side. There's literally no reason to do that because we want all our units to target Banshee, and that's pretty much it. And bringing in Zeon is pretty much to do the AoE attacks and just to clean up all the Razzle, and that is its main task pretty much. And given the fact that we are having type neutral with Zeon, I mean, like, surely enough, we can still do a great amount of damage, right? But let's kind of see. All we need is Banshee dodge. Not like that. Alright, let's see. We got the EX skill gauge off already. That's good. Just need to start doing some damage then. Dude. Yeah, this is already bad because Banshee literally did nothing. I don't know why we're kind of staggered every time we get hit. Like, we should be getting absolute evasion. This shouldn't even happen like that. Like, what are you doing? Yep, this is a lost cause already because most of our units weren't doing good. Just weren't doing good. So yeah, I think we can just exit out of this one. I mean, like, we are gonna get a reasonable amount of scores, but it's not anywhere where I want it to be like 13k, 14k, and none of that. So this one is actually not that good of a run. So yeah. But ultimately, I feel like the purple Sasabi is the one that is more capable because having the stun actually means more to me. Having a stun actually works a lot more better in tangent with just everybody else because having a stun, well, that means we just have a free target pretty much, right? If we can just target the Banshee real quick, that will be great. Let's just stun man. Like, we are stunning it, so in theory, a lot of my guys should be racking up damage like any second now, I guess. The only problem is I feel like new Gundam and the perfectibility, the fact that they're not getting like an extra 17% damage increase, it could hurt them. I won't deny that factor, but I mean, the fact that we are applying the stun is kind of cool. So in some form or fashion, I mean, it can be beneficial. Let's just actually fast forward this and see what we can actually do. But dude, the damage per second is still horrendous. My gosh, like they're not anywhere that I would say is impressive. Like, I don't know. You guys can definitely let me know what works for you guys. But this is currently what I am dealing with. I couldn't really think of any other way that I can make this work better because due to my roster, I feel like still having Sharzagoo will probably be the better bet because right from the get-go we are getting like increased 28% damage to Gundam type units. Is it? No. We apply no. Or you do extra damage to Gundam types. So right at the bat we can target Banshee and do more damage. So I think in tangent I would have replaced Phoenix and just ran Zeon or the Sharzagoo and that's it. So this is pretty bad. Most of them come in at 2.6 mil or 2 mils or whatever. This is not acceptable, I feel like. But I'm definitely gonna go back around and play around with the setup to see what could be better. And like I said again, there's just a lot of variables when going into these battles because of the fact that every single match you get different results. Sometimes they do a lot more damage, sometimes they just do nothing. So yeah, look at this one. Zion did way better than what we saw last time around with like a 1.4 mil. So it really depends. You can just sit here and play 100 match, for example, and you get literally different results. So it really depends. You just gotta move around your units and hopefully you find the right spots and they continue to perform as good, right? Because you got to be able to replicate 3 good scores. So as far as me right now, y'all saw my score. They weren't the best. I think the best score that I got was actually a 13.9. So this one, I think it was even before upgrading Banshee. So I gotta be using a different team that I was not really using before. So no, I had a team that I forgot what it was essentially. But other than that, that's gonna be pretty much it. So we got 2 more days until the clan battle is over. So hopefully you guys are able to rack up as many scores as possible. But other than that, that's gonna be it for me, and I'll be catching you guys all on the next one.